Right. And this is what one of your mentors told you early on when you were trying to go it all alone. And you're like, I'm going to be Rambo, which is a lot of young men. We watch Rambo and we think, I'm going to be Rambo.
So stupid.
I thought I was going to be Rambo.
Yeah.
I would do it all myself, just like in the Hollywood movies, which are not true.
No.
And one of your mentors said, no, Todd, that's not the way to do it.
Yeah, because I had been struggling for 6 months after we had a conversation. And he had given me kind of a prescription of what to go and do, and I hadn't done it yet. And it was Jim Rohn. I connected with him really early on.
Amazing mentor to have.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
For people that don't know, can you explain who Jim Rohn is?
Yeah, so Jim Rohn, I believe Forbes was the one who named him as one of the top 3 business philosophers of the 20th century. He was a really, really famous keynote speaker back throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s. He was huge in the network marketing world, but he had an ability to poetically speak philosophically in just simple ways that super connected to kind of how you could see the world. He was big time. He was a big time simplifier, but in a very poetic way. Like his choice of words and his wordsmithing was just unrivaled, really.
And it's his phrase that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Exactly.
That's Jim's.
That's Jim's, along with many others that people don't give credit to on social media anymore.
Right.
I met him at I managed to sit next to him at a conference when I was really young. Didn't know who he was, and then we just connected, and I asked him for a little bit of help. He gave me a challenge, and I went and did the challenge. He gave me 3 things to go and do, and that was on a Saturday. And on the Monday, at just after 1 o'clock, I called him and said, okay, I'm done the 3 things now, what do I do? And he was still traveling at the time, and he called me back the next day, and he was like, okay, you're officially the first person who's ever, gone and done something so quickly. And so we stayed in touch.
Were they hard things to do?
No, they weren't, because I had talked about how I just won this award in Canada in the hospitality world, and I wanted to get into like speaking and coaching people on this topic. It wasn't the mental game stuff yet. I was doing that almost like as a hobby. It was more around how to build powerful teams in the hospitality world, because that's what I had. That's what was the secret of my kind of success that I'd had. And so he said, okay, go and you need to register a business name. So go and register a business name. Go and get a bank account, and then go and take that. There was 2 steps in the whole register the business name thing, but so there's 3 steps total. So I went and did all that, and so I take the business name, then I could go and get the actual bank account.
Right.
And so I went and did that. And this was the genius of that mentorship that he gave me. Simple, actionable, and they were literally the first 3 steps that I needed to take so that I could develop the identity of what? Someone who had a business.
Right.
Because I had a business name now, and I had a bank account. Because if you just have the business name, but you don't have the business bank account yet, how can you get money to go into something? So looking back, and he didn't even articulate it that way, but looking back, I was like, was so smart. And so for me, when I'm trying to help people, even if it's just in a side conversation, what's just like some simple actionable steps that's going to help someone to now develop the identity that they're going to need in order to be successful in that area that they're trying to pursue, right? So it's so good.
Yeah.
So
and
anyway,
later he said to ask for help.
Yeah. And so 6 months had gone by after he'd given me some advice to go and do something, and I didn't take any action on it. And or I'd taken a little bit of action, but I wasn't successful really at it, and so he wanted to understand how I was thinking, and I kind of said, like, listen, like, I really want to be, because I've kind of been that kid up against it my life, and I want to plant the flag at the top of the mountain just to show people that I did it on my own. And he laughed. He was up laugh. He's like, well, that's about the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. If you want a path to slow progress, definitely do that. But here's what I know about successful people. Every single one of them has surrounded themselves with a lot of other people so that they can do it together, and that we can do all of our successes together. It's like one giant mountain range together. That's where you want to be standing, not on the solo mountain with nobody else around so that you can have hero worship looking up at you. That is going to eat you up.
It's a sign of the ego gone wrong.
It's totally.
And it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Right.
Anyone who says that they got there by themselves, they're self-made. I mean, come on. There's no such thing as self-made, and you don't want to be self-made anyway. What a terrible existence that is.
Yeah, lonely.
So that pathway of getting other people around you. Sorry, to get back to your point, where do you start? find the one area of your life right now that you're struggling with the most. What's frustrating you the most? What are you maybe avoiding the most in your life? Or where do you feel like you're under indexing in your life? Like you're not showing up like you know that you can. It could be in business. Or what I've found after doing a lot of keynotes and the book being out there a lot is there's a lot of people who feel like they're under indexing as a parent. When we do beat ourselves up pretty hard on that stuff, but that might be the area. But pick one. Even though I just said I have a bunch of alter egos that I play with. And again, the alter ego isn't me being fake. That's me truly trying to activate the qualities that I want to be coming out. Again, I'm giving people the purview into the 6 inches of my ears. No, not many people do that. Like I'm telling people how I actually think. Warts and all, vulnerability and all. You don't need to tell everyone else what your alter egos are. But again, I'm the teacher of this. I'm the purveyor of this. So I need to tell people that's how it's done.
Right.